The following video began development about 2 months before the release of Pokémon Legends Arceus. If you hear any parts that don't make sense chronologically involving Legends Arceus, that's why. Sorry for the long wait, guys. Hope you enjoy this one. I worked really hard on it. You know, I haven't played a good Pokemon game in years. You know, I haven't played a good Pokemon core game in years. Yeah, Showdown is super fun, but I'm talking about a legit journey here. Brett and I don't see each other enough to really continue our Ultra Pair playthrough. Pokemon Go can only get you so far in satisfaction, and I'm still in the midst of boycotting Sword and Shield. We still have a little ways to go until Pokemon Legends Arceus, and I was beginning to fall into a rut. But then, just as I was about to get swallowed into the darkness, a light shone before me. But not literally, because my eyes are admittedly pretty sensitive to light, and that would have hurt a lot. One of my closest friends, Cuckoo Clock, blasted into Discord via a Rocket League car and went, "Hey dude, wanna play an online Pokemon game?" And that, as we say, was that. Pokemon MMO, or just Poke MMO, is a game I've heard the name of, but being someone who, accidentally bricked one of my old laptops because I didn't know what I was doing with mods, I can't say that I could have pictured myself playing it one day. Well, Koo helped me install it, and before long I found myself standing before the gateway to my next big Pokemon adventure. This game pretty much adds an MMO flair to most of the older Pokemon games, Gen 1 through 5. So rather than a whole new adventure similar to something like Uranium, it's just like the mainline stories but super juiced up, and all the regions are connected via ferry, which Koo told me in advance, so it was fine. We decided to play through the Unova region together, as Koo never played Black or White before, and I haven't touched my own copy of Pokemon Black since 2012. We also agreed to do a Nuzlocke, because Koo knows I love those kinds of challenges. Honestly, looking at the title screen, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't excited. Ooh, this game has a character editor. That's nice. After creating my character, Koo gave me a quick rundown of the basics, and I found myself in a bedroom with a bunch of shadows?
Goodbye, Doctor.
Wait a minute, that wasn't in the script.
I thought this was an MMO. What's going on here? Is my house in Town haunted or something? I figured out later on that I had accidentally set my player limit to a very low number, 2. So besides me, I could only ever see 1 or 2 other players at a time. Don't worry, I later figured out what to do and switched the setting. But for the first few hours that I played, I was just surrounded by black ants from Danganronpa, and man, was that weird. When it was time to choose a starter, I let fate choose for me and rolled a 6-sided die, and thus Ace the Oshawott joined the team. I also let fate decide the nicknames, as I used her name generator every time I caught a Pokemon. If you don't know how a Nuzlocke works, it's a set of self-imposed restrictions to make any Pokemon game harder, and it follows 3 core rules. You can only catch the first Pokemon you see in any given area. If you fail to catch it, you can't catch another until you go to the next area. If a Pokemon faints in battle, it is considered dead, and you can't use them anymore. I usually put fallen comrades in a graveyard box in the storage system, but most people I know just release them. And finally, you must nickname your Pokemon so you can get attached to them more easily. If all of this sounds somewhat familiar, it's because I attempted a similar kind of run with Brett and Alola. But besides the aforementioned difficulty in being able to see each other, that series was brutal for other reasons. Nonetheless, once I partnered up with Ace, the game was officially afoot. There was no turning back. Most Pokemon trainers don't consider a Nuzlocke to be official until you actually obtain the ability to catch Pokemon, and because that includes me, I wasn't about to break any kind of sweat over my battles with Cheren and Bianca. However, I would like to point out that Ace managed to beat Bianca's Tepig with only 1 hit point remaining, but with Cheren, Ace did way better. Now, I realize that probably doesn't mean anything on the surface, and I won't spoil what happens, but Koo, if you're watching this, I know you're laughing.
Because I know I did when I rewatched the footage while editing.
Anyways, Koo and I stepped outside, obtained our balls, and marched into the tall grass for our second Pokemon. Truth be told, I wanted to do a Wonderlock at first, which is the same rule set, except you trade all your caught Pokemon for random ones. But neither of us knew how that whole system worked in Pokemon MMO, or even if it was implemented at all. So eventually we just decided to keep our adventure a normal Nuzlocke. A couple tutorials that neither of us watched, followed by a hop and a skip, we both got ambushed by Lillipups. So we caught them without much of an issue. Koo didn't record his screen, so I'm not going to make much of an effort to recount his own Nuzlocke run, but if he says something major, I'll add it in. Anyways, out of the 3 Pokemon that you can catch in Route 1, Lillipup was the one I wanted! But it has Vital Spirit for its ability, which is fine and all, but I was really hoping to heed Jugga Conroy's advice and take advantage of Pickup. Oh well, it's not the end of the world, and Vital Spirit eventually becomes Intimidate. So Gibby, welcome to the team. Ku and I make our way to Accumula Town together since we're still close by to each other, only to get distracted with Team Plasma being PETA for a short while. Since nobody likes PETA, I decided to ignore them and instead laugh at Ku for calling Getsus Genesis. I don't know where you went, but...
I'm talking to Genesis, whatever his name is, or whatever the evil guy is.
Oh, N?
No, the guy with the trench coat. He's outside.
Getsus.
Genesis!
After PETA got booed out of town, N showed up and challenged me to a battle. Honestly, N is normally a formidable foe, but for the first few bouts, he's a cakewalk. He uses Pokemon that live in whatever area you meet up with him at, so I wasn't really worried about getting scratched by a Purloin. What's the point of using Tail Whip? I'm not gonna get a chance to use it. This bitch has a Zorua?
Yeah, that's what I just said.
No, that's not in the original Black and White game.
Uh-oh.
Did they change this a bunch? What the fuck? If you haven't played Black or White yet and are confused by my reaction, N shouldn't have that! Skipping over the fact that N originally only had a Purloin here, Zorua and Zoroark are normally unobtainable to the player and can only be seen once each for the entire playthrough. Sure, N does use this Pokemon line, but it's already a Zoroark by the time he uses it, and the only time you see him use it is during your final bout in the Plasma Castle. Zorua doesn't actually appear in the game at all. You have to talk to this girl in a building where she shows you a picture of it in a book. N's brand new Zorua was a mental roller coaster and a real wake-up call as to what we were about to go through. Out of mine and Ku's combined team of 4, that damn thing slaughtered 3 of our Pokemon right off the bat and nearly took us out with it, and it was only at level 5. The only survivor was my Lillipup, poor little Gibby, who managed to shank that awful Zorua before it could finish the job. In other words, my starter ace was murdered and Ku officially lost the Nuzlocke during our first official trainer battle. The first battle, and only my level 2 Lillipup was left standing at less than 50% health. What the hell just happened? Are we really supposed to continue like this after being decimated that early? Come the hell on! I realize that what Ku and I were about to do next is considered sacrilege to the Pokemon community, but for the sake of actually wanting a fighting chance and to actually enjoy this game, we both made the agreed decision to continue our run with all of our current Pokemon intact. And if something like this ever happens again, we have to nut up and accept it. What we ended up with after getting violated by Zorua is the equivalent of beginning a Sun version Wonderlock with only a Magikarp and a Wimpod to hold you over until Hala is defeated. Does that sound impossible? Well, it is, because that's literally what I was forced to go through for my first ever attempted Pokemon Challenge run. It wasn't fun. With our Pokemon beaten and our prides bruised, we slumped our way back to the Pokemon Center. Fearing the angry hands of professional Nuzlockers, we hightailed it out of Accumula and into Route 2 where I captured a Patrat. Normally, a silly little Patrat would have been nothing but cannon fodder, but I have recently been slapped to the ground by a silly little level 5 Black Fox, and I try not to make the same mistake twice. So congratulations, Groovy, you are now a full-fledged member of the team for the foreseeable future. I hope you all like the sound of boot camp, cause we have work to do. The trainers on Route 2 weren't super tough, but I must confess that getting Gibby to match the other 2 in level took way more work than it should have. So much so that around this part, Ku and I separated for a while to focus on grinding. While I was doing that, Bianca showed up to battle me again, which made me a little worried because I didn't see her coming and my Pokemon weren't ready for another trainer battle. I did beat her, but she caused enough of a dent to make me backtrack to Accumula. Once I reached the Dream Yard, I decided against getting the monkey and instead prayed my brains out that a Munna would appear before me. For some reason, I thought this chick was the girl who gave the monkey and I planned to just ignore, but whoops! It was during this battle that I reconfirmed what I should have already known from the outset. Patrat sucks! This girl's Purloin was doing more damage with Fake Out than Groovy was doing with Tackle, and that's stupidly embarrassing. Once Groovy's HP went into the red, I moved to use a potion on her. I'm running out of potions. Did I just use that on the wrong Pokemon? Yes, I did. Look, I know I just threw out there that Patrat sucks, but having 3 Pokemon is better than having 2. As I was watching Groovy die to a Purloin, Ku went farther ahead into the Dream Yard and confirmed that we can't catch a new Pokemon unless we get HM cut, and in order to get that, we have to challenge the Striaton Gym. Essentially, I had a choice. I could either come back later for a small chance to get an absolute unit like Muna, but risk getting creamed at the gym, or I could take the monkey, win the gym with it, but then be stuck with a useless chimp for the rest of the game. Believe me, if you thought Pat Rat and Watchhog were garbage, honey, you obviously haven't used a Simasear yet. But before I could make that decision, I found Charon in the Pokemon school, and without thinking, I accepted his challenge. Why I wasn't thinking at that moment will absolutely haunt me. I started the battle with Ace, and Charon started the battle with Lillipup, who then immediately switched into Snivy. I swapped out Ace with Gibby, but Charon's damn Snivy was hitting way harder than he should have. Meanwhile, all Ace and Gibby could do was inflict finger flicks. Snivy left Gibby with 1 HP left remaining. I had to go and heal Gibby.
How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes.
I mentioned this earlier in the run that I was running out of health items. What the hell is wrong with me? All I could do was watch as Snivy straight up Michael Myered my 2 weak and helpless Pokemon with its vines. Ace and Gibby joined Groovy in the afterlife as Charon's Snivy didn't even so much as bat an eye even after what it just did. Both Cuckoo Clock and I officially lost the Nuzlocke challenge in Pokemon MMO before we even stepped foot in the first gym. And I think I've hit a brand new record for having the most pathetic Nuzlocke run ever. Well, I had already vowed to start over if I had lost, so in a fit of frustration, I logged out of my current character and created a new one after only an hour and a half of starting. Same rules as before, except this time I just picked Oshawott instead of rolling again because screw it. Ace really got fucked over. Let's just skip doing all of the beginning of the game over because I would just be repeating everything again. However, this time I was like 100 times more cautious and I trained like mad. By the time I made it to Striaton City for the second time, my team looked something like this. I would also like to mention that I had also caught a Pat Rat that the generator nicknamed Jacket, but he died to another wild Pat Rat on Route 2 while I was trying to level everyone up.
Attain a C gear. Turn on the
Jesus
C gear.
Christ! Again, Pat Rat sucks. Also, despite grinding for a long-ass time, we still don't have what it takes to defeat Charon. Worm doesn't hit hard enough compared to Charon's Snivy, and Ace 2 is weak to grass. I thought maybe if I stock up on a shit ton of potions, unlike last time, and spam Worm's Sand Attack, he can stand a chance against Charon's Snivy. So with a strategy in hand, I challenged Charon for access to enter the gym. And Charon's stupid fucking Snivy got a stupid fucking critical hit and slashed Worm's throat, leaving me with only 1 Pokemon left against Charon's 2. To anyone who says that Snivy sucks, I hope one day a Snivy stabs 3 of your Pokemon, just like how I now have 3 voids in my heart for letting these 3 Pokemon die. Make that even more holes inside if you count my run-in with N. If it wasn't for Worm spamming Sand Attack before he died, Ace wouldn't have been able to stop that maniacal Snivy. So this victory is all thanks to him. Rest in peace, Worm. I swear that we'll murder Charon Snivy for real next time in your honor, as we know it's what you would have wanted. There was no way I could plow through the gym with just an Oshawott, yet alone a gym that's going to use a grass type against me. If Worm was still alive, I would have instead just left the Dream Yard alone and tried to catch a Muna after obtaining the Trio badge. But with the way things are now, I realized that I really did not have a choice. I needed a second Pokemon. 2 trainers and a level 14 Oshawott later, I was given a Pansear, locking me out from getting a Pokemon I actually used somewhat competitively, and instead forcing a garbage lukewarm monkey that's probably gonna die before we even set foot in the restaurant. At least it was at a decent enough level, and it wasn't a useless level 4, unlike a certain jacket. Welcome to the team, Rusty. You are very lucky that you have balanced IVs. Also, I changed Ace 2's name to Ace II because that sounded better in my head. Just think of him as an AU Ace the Oshawott. I stepped into the gym and used the servers as a way to level up Rusty and Ace before taking on Silent. He uses a Pansage, but despite the type, that thing is objectively better than Panseer, and considering the pain train that this game has launched at my face so far, I am not taking any more chances. After Ace evolved into a Duat, I felt a little more assured that I could beat the gym leader, but having a Panseer on your team automatically lowers your status as a Pokemon trainer, so I can't in good faith say that I'm all ready to go all out.
This is worthless.
That being said, the Panseer jokes end here, because Rusty honestly has good stats and I need as many Pokemon as possible if I want to beat this ultra hard Nuzlocke. By this point, Ku was already a Nakreen since I had to reset earlier, so from here on out, I was on my own with Ace and Rusty to complete this Nuzlocke challenge. I spent literally all of my cash on potions and made my way to the back of the gym where Silent was waiting for me. Alright, Lillipup is down. Oh man. You know what else I realized to make this game harder? You're not allowed to switch Pokemon. You're always in set mode. Oh no. Haha! Lick. Wait a minute, that's supposed to paralyze you. It may also cause paralysis. Well, my friend, guess what move I'm gonna keep using until you win. If I win this battle without even pulling out Duat, I'm gonna lose my mind. Ku? I just beat the gym leader without even throwing out my Duat.
Oh, jeez.
I wasted all of that effort, and I didn't even have to. I take back all the jokes I made about you, Rusty. After all of the horrors I've been through, you definitely earned a spot on this team after that. Well done! Meanwhile, Ku just lost his Roggenrola, and now he only has one Pokemon left, his Lillipup, now a Herdier. I make my way to the Dream Yard again to move the plot along and went up against two Plasma Grunts. Rusty slammed the first grunt, and after paralyzing the second, Ace tagged in and finished the job by once again finger-flicking the Pokemon. Except this time for like a near-death experience for Purloin. I later passed by the daycare searching for a third Pokemon where a bunch of little kids started to pester me for a battle. Meanwhile, I was having some real philosophical thoughts. You think if a Purloin didn't know Fake Out, is it even a Purloin? Is it like a separate species of Pokemon?
Probably.
Just as I was about to jump into the tall grass, who else but this homicidal asshole ambushed me and forced a battle down my throat. Bitch, we just battled right before I challenged the gym, which, by the way, was what I just did. Charon's Pidove landed a critical hit on Rusty, which makes 2 critical hits compared to my 0, and that's 3 critical hits too many. Thankfully, Rusty bulked it out and defeated Pidove, but we still had a major problem on our hands. That damn Snivy. I was honestly a bit worried about what I should do given our past experience. With a nervous sigh, I gave Rusty some fresh bottled water, and then handed him a shotgun. Never again shall that murderous psychopath be able to take a life, and this is coming from a very experienced Snivy user. Just as I'm about to dish some well-deserved justice on this max-looking twat and his evil snake, even more Plasma Grunts shove us into the ground, allowing Snivy to once again escape. Damn you, Team Plasma! Oh yeah, and some little girl got her Pokemon stolen. While I was getting it back, I was doing some strategizing. Shaking grass. Route 3 is when patches of grass start to shake, and that means being able to catch some rare Pokemon. Pokemon such as, I don't know. I put that thought on the forefront of my mind as Charon and I cornered Team Plasma in the cave. It was the same song and dance until 2 of them came at us together, which would have been fine if Rusty didn't have to stand side by side with him. After Charon returned the Pokemon, I stumbled around the area waiting for some grass to shake, but something was amiss. There was no shaking. I waited for quite a while, but nothing ever occurred. The grass never shook. Did PokeMMO change the workings of certain gimmicks? I then remembered that the game would introduce us to the concept of shaking grass further south, and once I remembered that, I started heading down.
That's funny.
Why the why?
I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't expecting that.
I actually went silent for a few seconds just because I was caught that off guard. Normally, a Yanma isn't confusing at all, except in Black and White, where the player is only able to use Pokemon from the Unova Dex, right up until they defeat the champion. The only time I've seen Pokemon outside the Unova Dex was when they were following a trainer, but there's no trainer around. It's alone, and just kind of wandering aimlessly. Well, fortune favors the bold, so I... Alright, Dupe's Claws. Well, fortune favors the bold, so... After that morale-boosting discovery, I traveled back to the Wellspring Cave to catch a Pokemon there, and thus, Princess and Spikette joined the team. In other words, 3 Pokemon weak to Electric, and a Pansear. Nothing can stop us Damn, PokeMMO has a lot more effort put into it than I imagined. Once we reached Nacrene, Ku challenged me to a battle. I wasn't expecting it, but it doesn't count towards any death count, so of course I accepted. Ku's Herdier was insanely tough. That, or my Pansear, Yanma, and Woobat are just not ready for a bout yet. Yeah, let's go with that. Herdier was two-shotting all of my Pokemon, and by the time I had her in the red, only Ace was left. But as I'm sure you can guess, Ace has earned his namesake. Once Herdier was down, only his Snivy remained, who immediately forfeited.
Bruh.
Apparently, Ku's Snivy isn't as good as Charon's. That just hurts. Well, my Pokemon weren't ready to spar against Lenora yet, so I made my way to do some training in Pinwheel Forest, having completely forgotten that I haven't caught my Pokemon there yet. Well, honestly, the RNG gods must have been looking down on me just then because I ran into a Throh! A perfect Pokemon to fight in the gym. I'd be more enthusiastic, but this Throh nearly tossed Ace into a body bag with a critical hit, and it was breaking out of Pokeballs. Luckily, after a few very close calls, I finally caught it. His name became Prince. Ironically. That was the generator's idea, not mine. Well, I want to say that I trained up my team to stand more of a chance against the gym, but my party of 5 only lasted for 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Yep. As I walked into the gym, not even to challenge the leader, mind you, just going to fight 1 or 2 of the practice trainers, and popped out of nowhere and forced me into a fight that I didn't want to be a part of. And like last time when battling him, my Pokemon were forced to take the toll. Rusty was slain by Zorua, while Spikette and Princess were capped by a Pidove. A Pidove! As for Ku, by this point, he still only had 1 Pokemon left, his Herdier.
Wait a minute, what happened to a Snivy?
Great! I had a great team of 5. I just had to train them, and now I'm back down to 2! I was starting to have doubts, but this fight made it clear. PokeMMO is not meant for Nuzlocking, as it was designed from the outset to be a lot harder. Now, normally this wouldn't even be a problem. All I had to do was train these guys up a lot before challenging Lenora, and everything would be fine. Princess is very weak given its type, moveset, and current stats, but if she had become a Yanmega, she still would have really held her own in battle. Same with my other Pokemon. But what's been happening here is something else. There's another reason why Ku and I are having such difficulties in this game.
This is the biggest flaw I have with Black and White. Now, I might have had an inkling in my mind before and just forgot, as I haven't played these games in years, but playing all this again through PokeMMO really opened my eyes. The rivals in this game do not leave you the hell alone. Ever.
I enter a Cumula and lose 1 of my Pokemon to N. I reach Striaton and get locked into battling Charon, who takes out the rest. Boom, the first run is a failure. Second run happens, yeah? I enter a Cumula and beat N through the skin of my teeth, only to lose a Pokemon to another in the wild. I reach Striaton a second time and lose a second Pokemon to Charon. I pass the gym leader, no problem, only to once again get pulled along by Charon where I beat him with no casualties. Blah 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 plot and whatnot. I move over to Nacrene City where I get challenged by N again, and he knocks out 3! The rivals frickin' ride on your dick, and it's all mandatory. Because Pokemon MMO has the more important characters behave more intelligently with better teams, and because Black and White gives us 3 who will not stop railroading you into battle, I keep losing Pokemon before they can really take a hold, and I've unfortunately grown frustrated. Every time I see Charon, I shout, "Fuck you!" and waste all of my cash on potions, because what else can I do? There's no breathing room here. If Charon, Bianca, and N left me the fuck alone for a few cities, I would probably be more willing to challenge them when they do appear. But like this? I think I'd rather just sack them and hide their unconscious body in the dream yard somewhere. Well, now I definitely don't have a team ready to conquer Lenora. Guess I better go and grind against wild Pokemon for an hour now. Let's hope another throw doesn't knock out my own throw. I trained Acid Prince for a bit, both in Pinwheel Forest and in the Nacrene Gym to beef them up, but in all honesty, I was a bit nervous. Lenora has a bit of a reputation in the community, probably being the only human in the world to actually have a good Watchog. The last thing I need is a run that ends due to a Watchog, so I really need to strategize here, especially since Prince doesn't seem to want to learn any more fighting type moves. Circle Throw is good in a trainer battle, but not so much in the wild, so training in the forest is really hard unless I want to switch a lot. With that in mind, overleveling Ace would be good, but I kinda need help from the entire team if we want to survive.
That Pokemon's scary to fight, by the way.
Timber?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I believe it. And you know how powerful Timber would be?
Yeah, he wrecked one of my Pokemon. One hit kill.
Wild?
Yeah.
Wild Timber? Don't
Yep.
say that. Oh, he's storing energy.
Yeah, that's the move right there.
Oh, no. Get the fuck back.
I would run away if you can.
Too late. Or, you know, lose Ace to a wild Timber with Bide. In case you're wondering, yes, I'm not having fun anymore. Either Pokemon MMO is just that brutal of a Pokemon mod, or I am the worst Pokemon Nuzlocker ever! I thought I'd actually fare a bit better in Pokemon, but it seems like every time I boot up a game, I'm just proving to the world that I am a garbage Let's Player. I could have been playing Persona 5 Strikers, and I instead chose to torture myself playing this. Well, I taught Prince Rock Smash, but I'm not expecting to survive much longer. Not because I have a throw, but because a rival is probably gonna crush me as soon as I step foot outside the Nacrene Gym. So what's the point? I grind out Prince to level 18, and to Lenora I go. Why do you have an Audino? You did not have an Audino in the original Black and White. God. That just proved my point. She did not have another fucking Audino. Oh, fucking hell. Yes, I'm stupid. It's fine. Alright. She's throwing out Herdier. Her main Pokemon is Watchog. Because Watchog in Black and White had this awful combination of locking you in battle and then putting your ass to sleep.
You?
Did that thing just use a flying type move?
Use Aerial Ace, what the fuck?
What an asshole! I should have healed. Surprised it wasn't a critical hit right there.
You won.
Game, I was kidding! And with that, I am now off to go torture myself once more, with only Prince the Throw to keep me company as I make my way through Pinwheel Forest. And you know, I can't catch anything new because this is where I caught Prince, so that's fun. Somehow, we managed to make it through, even with all the Plasma Goons around. Next up, Castilia, or to be more accurately, Route fucking 4. We need a new Pokemon pronto! I must confess that running across the Sky Arrow Bridge alongside Ku was such a good moment. Truly something that genuine Pokemon could never reproduce. I blast through Castelia City, get jumped by a man behind a dumpster, and meet up back with Ku north of the city after he ran some city errands. The two of us hang out at the Route 4 gate while I plan my Nuzlocke strategy. I only have one Pokemon left and I need as many good Pokemon as I can get. Luckily, Route 4 can provide some excellent Pokemon for me given my situation. There are 2 Pokemon I know I can make work. The good thing is, both of them can be found together. Both complement each other in stats, and since these 2 can be found in the same location, with one being able to appear elsewhere right beforehand, catching the first Pokemon will guarantee the other. If I can nab a Sandile on Route 4, followed by a Yamask in the Relic Castle, I'll have both a powerful attacker and a great defensive wall to keep me busy until I can start to make an actual team, including those 2. At least, that's my plan, and let's be real, even with those Pokemon, Encharen will still probably beat me down to only one anyway. Nonetheless, I pray to Arceus that I can find a Sandile here in the sand. Damn it! Sandile! Shit! It's not a Sandile. It's a Darumaka. Okay, well, my strategy isn't bust yet, but I'm left with a major setback. I can still get a Sandile in the desert resort, but there's a guy blocking the path halfway through the route. In other words, I have to clear the Castelia gym with what I have now. Luckily, I was just given a fire type for a leader whose main Pokemon is a bug grass, so if I screw this up, I can only really blame myself. With my new Darumaka named Moot, 1T, I head back to Castelia for some training. Just for giggles, I head to the building where the girl shows you the pic of Zorua in that book, and surprisingly enough, not only was she not there, but she wasn't in any of the buildings in Castelia. I mean, yeah, N uses a Zorua now, so it's not gonna be a blank spot on my decks, but come to think of it, is Zorua even usable in this game? Questions for later. Oh, and Ku just lost the Nuzlocke to Berg, and is now playing a Gen 5 randomizer. Oh man, I'm all alone now. Just me and 2 Pokemon left. And I don't even have my 3rd gym badge yet. With Prince at level 22 and Moot on level 20, yeah, there's no point in delaying the inevitable. 6 Pokemon dead, all opponents using max force. Let's just get this over with. I make my way through the gym no problem, and the 3 of us approach Berg with dead, empty eyes. I'm about to get destroyed.
No, you have a fire type.
I don't know. No, I mean, I've got Awakenings and I've got Poison Heals, but who knows what the fuck will happen. Bitch is sending out his most powerful on the first turn. What an asshole! Oh goody! He started with the main event. I guess I should be happy that I got a Darumaka. Moot isn't too low leveled, and thankfully she got a crit. Next is Dwebble, and I forgot that it's a rock type. Okay, I've been harsh to this game in terms of how difficult it's being, but this time, that death was my fault. No excuses. I let a poor Moot die after she did such a good job and utterly destroyed Leavanny. You know, maybe this game isn't hard. Maybe I just suck. Well, it's all up to Prince now, because his stupid idiot trainer made a stupid idiot mistake. Of course he survives thanks to Sturdy. See, this is how Sturdy works. Hit 3 times. How the balls am I supposed to... Oh my god, if I beat this gym with just Throh again... At that point, I really do have to label you a prince. So I lost my Darumaka. I just killed his 3rd Pokemon. I'm poisoned because I haven't healed him yet. I should probably do that right now. And he's sending out a Swadloon.
Dino just double slipped me.
Alright, he's using Razor Leaf. I'm still alive. I'm gonna use a potion. Fuck, get this screen out of here. Oh, guess who just fell asleep? Guess who has a shit ton of Awakenings? See, I'm faster than Swadloon, so even if he gets in even if he uses Grass Whistle, I can still attack on the next turn. I cannot believe I'm gonna win this. I might win this. I keep hitting the item button twice, and it keeps causing the item menu to pop back up like while the game is going on. Do you have that problem?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, I paralyzed Swadloon. We can do this all day, buddy. I've got 6 awakenings. I bought them specifically for this goddamn fight. I just won with Prince. I am once again with a single Pokemon left. And, despite all odds, Prince came out on top. Perhaps there's a chance. A single ray of hope shining onto Prince and myself, as if Moot herself was urging us to continue fighting on. With this tiny glimmer of optimism, Prince and I sprinted to Route 4. Maybe, just maybe, we can still build a team and make up for all the stupid, disgusting mistakes that I have made.
You wanna play a little game?
I cut out quite a bit of fluff that wasn't related to the Nuzlocke itself throughout this video, but to bring everyone up to speed, literally right before I challenged Berg, I was dealing with Bianca getting her Pokemon stolen by Team Plasma. I fought a grunt, gave the ditz her Muna back, and watched her leave. Immediately after this, you're supposed to go to the Castelia gym. So you have to understand what's going through my head when the stupid bint stops me right after I leave the fucking gym to Route 4! Leave me alone, Bianca. I'm not dealing with your... Ah!
Just think of it.
I'm dead.
You're dead?
Oh my god, I have 8 HP left.
Against who?
Muna.
Oh, jeez.
And Muna is paralyzed, and she probably doesn't have a paralyzed heal. I do. This game... This is a disgrace, Nuzlocke.
Did you win?
I'm somehow still alive. Nope, I might die. It's super effective. 11... Oh my god, what is happening? Throh is about to... Jesus Christ. Wait, am I poisoned? No, I'm not. I don't believe it! Princess! I have so much respect for this bro right now. I heal up the MVP and fucking finally! Time to catch me a Sandile!
My disappointment is immeasurable. And my day is ruined.
I just cannot catch a break, can I? Fine! You think that after all we've been through, you can still massacre the both of us? Prince has overcome so much at this point, and let me tell you, he's not gonna let some nutjob take him away too. For Princess, for Ace, for Moot, for everyone, we'll take you on! We'll take you on! We'll take you on!
Upon a grunt, you gave the ditz her Muna back and watched her leave. Immediately after this, you're supposed to go to the Castelia gym. Moot is at too low level and secretly and make up for all the stupid, disgusting mistakes that I have made.
Throh is about to... Jesus Christ. Wait, am I poisoned? No, I'm not. I don't believe it! Princess! I have so much respect for this bro right now. I heal up the MVP and fucking finally! Time to catch me a Sandile!
My disappointment is immeasurable. And my day is ruined.
I just cannot catch a break, can I? Forget it. I'm not even going to give this psychopath the satisfaction. Consider this run finished. After that beautiful comeback by Prince, I am not letting this disgraced, pathetic run go out with a whimper. Prince, you are staying alive even if it means never going up to face Shithead over there. Consider this my way of atoning for having watched all of our friends die. I placed the Pokeball that held Prince behind on a nearby park bench in Castelia, not wanting him to see how this horrible run ends, and leave to face this horrible menace that is Charon, alone. Goodbye, Prince. I hope one day you can forgive your stupid fucking Nimrod of a trainer. Okay, and if I'm being real, what's the point of even trying to continue this stupid, disgusting run? Even if I beat Charon, what would happen next? I obtained Sandile and Yamask like I wanted, and with my luck / terrible gaming skills, they probably wouldn't even survive before I reached Imbasa, which was next! I understand why PokeMMO went above and beyond to make this Pokemon game so much harder, and I love and respect this game for that. But when it comes to going through a Nuzlocke, unless you're a masochist unlike the world has ever seen before, I highly suggest— oh, who am I kidding? I'm not gonna pretend that I'm completely blameless here. I lost my starter to a Pokemon's Bide because I thought it could tank the attack. I forgot the typing of Dwebble and let my Darumaka eat a whole feast of rock blasts. Yes, PokeMMO Nuzlocking is hard as balls, but in the game's defense, I am a shitty video game player. In the end, I'm left with 2 failed runs and a grand total of 10 deaths, leaving one as the sole survivor left with nothing but dashed hopes and dreams. Prince may be able to live on, but I don't think I will be able to survive what comes next.